Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bosnian, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Black Ops 2 Zombies storyline. And at the end of this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about DLC 4 and what I definitely think it's going to be. And I've kind of left out Alcatraz out of this, but it really doesn't pertain to the story as much as the main story does. So that's pretty much it, guys. Enjoy the storyline. The missile launch leaves the Earth a post-apocalyptic, crumbling wasteland littered with the undead hordes, and civilization begins to collapse as survivors begin to band together to form small human communities and shelters to protect themselves from the new global undead threat. Maxis realizes that the failure of his original plans due to hasty calculations and begins contacting survivors to help him with his plan B, to activate global polarization devices and ultimately overpower Richtofen by opening a gateway to the Aether via the Rift. Meanwhile, Marston Johnson emerges as the sole survivor of the event in the nuclear test site and meets Abigail Misty Briarton, who travels with him to an abandoned town in Hanford, where they find two more survivors, Russman and Samuel J. Stuhlinger, who have commandeered a robotic bus they have used for transport. There, the four survivors are contacted by Maxis, who reveals the town is a location of a polarization device required for his plans. At the same time, Richtofen contacts Samuel, who has previously eaten zombie flesh, resulting in him being able to hear Edward in his head, instructing him to foil Maxis' plans by activating the tower in his favor, beginning a power struggle between the two. Depending on how the player has completed the Easter eggs through the game, it will determine the course the story will take. As the group are teleported to the crumbled city of Shanghai, China, they begin to realize that throughout the planet, very few survivors live in the ruins. In an abandoned building, the group is recontacted by Maxis, who intended to activate a second major polarization device via different steps and of their assistance. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Richtofen required the assistance of Samuel. As time flew, Samuel was gradually turning into a zombie, as revealed by his groans during the quest. Richtofen required the same goal as Maxis in his own manner, and intended to protect it from him. Richtofen blackmails Samuel and threatens that if he does not obey, he will potentially tell the group about what he had done. Once the second polarization device has been activated by either of the Germans, the group managed to escape the building that they were trapped in. Eventually, Russman leads the group out of the crumbling city of Shanghai. A month later, the group arrives in Egypt, where they are set to camp and rest for the night. The next day, they arrive at the Rift that they were supposed to mend. Once they are contacted by Maxis, who once again required the assistance of the group to activate the last tower. Samuel, on the other hand, was given a third job by Richtofen. Samuel was told to prevent his allies from helping Maxis in a discreet manner, as the third tower appeared to be vital for his plans. Outcome 1 would be if the player decides to follow Maxis' Easter eggs in all three maps and polarize the towers in his favor, a portal to the Aether will open and allow Maxis to become the controller of the zombies and dimensions energies. He will then proceed with his plans to open Agartha and in the process destroy the Earth and its surviving inhabitants, and reunite himself with his daughter Samantha. After returning, Richtofen to the physical world spawned as a blue-eyed zombie. Outcome 2 would be if the player decides to follow Richtofen's Easter eggs in all three maps and polarize the towers in his favor, the Rift will be mended, eternally damning Samantha to Agartha and allowing Richtofen to retrieve full manipulation of the Aether's energies, with the Earth as his personal playground and Maxis to seize his very existence. Richtofen is now able to leave the Aether at will and uses the body of Samuel Stuhlinger as his physical host. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is the Black Ops 2 Zombies storyline. I know I kind of left out Alcatraz, but it really doesn't connect to the story at all. I mean, it does in a way, but I didn't think he was valuable enough to be included in the main storyline. So DLC 4, guys. You've stuck around this long, you want to hear what DLC 4 is going to be. In my opinion, I think it's going to be France. And the reason I think it's going to be in France is there was rumors that the original characters weren't going to be back in the game, and recently they have changed that, and for the last DLC, the last characters were meant to be the characters from 5, and I've covered this in my past videos, but yeah, the characters for the last map were meant to be the characters from 5, and you know, recently they've changed that to the original characters. So basically this last map is supposed to involve JFK, and it's going to be something in France, but I'm not sure where it's going to take place. But there is a connection, guys. In real life, JFK visited the tomb of the unknown soldier at the Arc de Triomphe in France. And basically, when he came home and he was assassinated, his wife was actually inspired by the eternal flame next to the grave at the tomb, and she actually lit an eternal flame next to JFK's grave. So that is kind of weird. And guess where he was buried? He was buried in Arlington National Cemetery, and that obviously is a connection to Mob of the Dead. So I don't know where this is gonna take us. Clearly there is a connection there, but that is what I have found out, guys. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a rating, please subscribe, and have a wonderful day. See you guys later. And one more thing that I wanted to mention before I go, and it's kind of really weird. It doesn't seem like it would be a coincidence like that, but it's weird. Actually, these new characters, their names spell out something, and if you look at it at the first letters of their names, it spells out Mars. Marlton, Abigail, Russman, and Stuhlinger. That spells out Mars, guys. I highly doubt that we're gonna be going to Mars in DLC 4, but that is a weird coincidence, guys. Maybe it's not a coincidence, maybe it's done on purpose to hint towards Mars or something, but that is pretty much it, guys. Have a wonderful day. See ya later.